good morning, good evening, good night. This is your Social in beautiful Lake Vancouver, Vancouver, Washington. Not the expensive Vancouver where people like Karen Lamb live, who is an amazing filmmaker in her own right. But today, we've got a fancy pants named fella. His name is Hilton Ariel Ruiz. Now, try to say that 10 times fast when you haven't had a drink. I cannot. Hilton, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How's everything?
Good. Do you go by Hilton or Hilly or
I get any. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And it
thanks for
depends.
being had?
I have people that call me even by my middle name. People call me, Ariel, anything like that. So
Is
yeah,
that Puerto Rican or Cuban or
Puerto Rican.
Puerto
Yes,
Rican? Oh,
yes.
I miss living on the East Coast because I miss good Puerto Rican food.
Oh yes, I know. There's nothing like it here.
No, the only place to get good Puerto Rican child other than Puerto Rico is New York.
Yes,
Oh,
totally. Yes, absolutely.
we used to have ladies that would come with their little cots up and down our apartment complex and say, "You want, you want, you want, you want."
Yeah. You would have to say yes. Come on, bring it on. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. If
Yeah.
I say no, I will break an old lady's heart. I will never do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we came across each other completely kind of by accident. I stalked you, is what I'm saying. Um, we I had watched the 666 series as a series, but I didn't realize it was a film, as the Irish
Yeah.
say.
Yes.
So I want to go back, way back in the Wayback Machine. We're gonna etch a sketch life. We're gonna see what's going on. When you were a child, those many weeks ago, because we all know you're about 23. Were you interested in making movies or were you a storyteller?
I would say it was both. I was both. I have to say that what really started it's really funny. I used to we I grew up like in a Brady Bunch household. Had three girls, three boys.
I was gonna say not everybody married each other.
No. Just saying, like, just kind of like there was like six siblings, right? So it was because I had my two cousins that lived with me here also, and I had my
Cousins or
so
cousins?
I had my two sisters and my brother. So it was three boys, three
Okay.
girls. I was the youngest, and then I had my
Yeah,
mom,
girls.
yeah, my mom, my dad, and then I had my aunt that was
Uh-huh.
here taking care of everybody. And so
Yeah.
it was like a household of nine. So the cheapest ticket or cheapest way of going out was to go to the movies.
Yeah.
So we would go out to the movies, and every time we would come back home to the movies, my cousin and my brother, who were older than me, were they would recite a scene. And since I was a little, the little runt of the household, they never wanted me to be included in their storytelling, their like play that they were doing, like so I would always be like annoying. Hey, I want to play this character. Can I go in there? Can I? Come on, let's do it. So
Come
do
on,
like an
let's
action
do it.
scene. So I was annoying. I guess I was a little, little kid annoying. So what they did for me, they made a cheap cardboard box and made it into a camera. And they said, you know what? You're going to be the cameraman. You're going to be the director, and you're going to just follow the action. So
Nice.
I thought that was cool. I was like, and you know what? It's so funny. We've done it for like I would say maybe 3 to 4 years. We'd come home, I have like this cardboard box and going around, and it
That's
was
so
just
cool.
it was hilarious. So it's so funny because they remind me to this day. They're like, "Don't you remember?" I said, "Yes, I remember. You guys were a bunch of jerks to me." And she was like, "You know what? Let's make him just for him to shut up. Tell him he's the director, the camera guy. He's just gonna go around." And slowly but surely, like my mom's like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy you a real camera."
Oh, good mom.
Yes, so
Mom rocks.
got me a camcorder. So started, and then just kept on and kept on. And I was lucky enough when I was in high school, they had a course of filmmaking, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm doing this! Yes, this is me!" And yeah, that's all she wrote
So
from.
do you have like the Sony cams and or was it
Yeah,
VHS or
I
did you
had
have
like
this by then?
I had like the Sony. It's so I have to. Is it? Wow.
Back in the old
I
days.
think for Amityville, I
Uh-huh.
shot it with my first camera.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool. So now
Yeah.
you got a legacy film and a legacy camera.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did because I was also a while back I shot that. But yeah, that's that's a good trivia right there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put that in your when he gets the Academy Award someday.
That is
Remember,
funny.
remember when Ariel got the Academy Award? Yeah, what was that thing he did with the camera? Oh yeah, he shot Amityville with it.
Yeah, show me the camera. Yes, the
That
camera.
is so
Where's the
cool.
camera? Let's sell it.
Yes.
It's an eBay.
Exactly. Sign it. You gotta sign it first. Your cousins need some new clothes.
That's funny.
There's a
Oh,
cat walking on my screen right now. Just so you know, if you see a big fluffy butt, it's not mine. It is my animal.
no, nothing. I didn't see no cat.
Oh,
Oh, there it
there's the
goes. I
tail.
just saw
There's the tail.
it.
Scrap. But this is Kaepernick. He's playing with the microphone right now. He's my black child. He's my sweet black boy. So,
Giving you support right there.
yes, yes. It's the breastfeeding you have to watch out for, though.
No.
That is the hottest because that little, making the biscuits while he's, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
not
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Again, strange show. So,
Yeah.
did you you had film in high school then? Did you have, or was it video, of course, because you're a youngster?
It was video, but it was more of us. It was video, but it was more of the study, the understanding of making filmmaking, what goes into making a film, and the understanding of dissecting a classic film and what they really were shooting for, and what were the angles and the shots, what they were meant. And
So
we
you watched John Ford and you had like the Citizen
yeah, a
Kane.
lot of like Stanley Kubrick films,
Nice.
and yeah, we watched a lot of like Orson Welles films, and
He was
yeah,
amazeballs.
and we just had to like dissect the films, and then everyone had to have their own interpretation of what the film was about, and then you would have the teacher that say, "Hey, look, I'm going to show you another perspective of what filmmaking is." Yeah,
Cool.
it's not always what you see is what you get. There's hidden messages, and there's ways that they shoot the film, and it was amazing.
So
Yeah.
that makes you bigger. That makes you bigger. Like some people get drawn to editing because of that, but you were already like figuring out how to lay out what people are going to feel based on how things are going to look, right?
Yeah, it was more of like going out as I started understanding more of that whole like language of filmmaking. It's like it brought me into this whole different realm of just this is yeah, I'm gonna write it for this film. I'm writing this film, but there's also these like other layers, like you said. It's like what is the real story really about than just that. And yeah, I mean, I love doing all types of films. It doesn't matter what kind of genre, as long as I have a good story. And there are my other films that I've done in the past that had those like messages and those artsy
You
fun.
have to do the one, yeah, everybody graduates from film school with this is the one that's going to change everybody's world, man.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody's
ready
going,
to go out in the world. Like, here's my first film. I'm ready to direct a big film. Yeah, I get
my
that.
first animation was like bunnies learning how to hop. That was like, it was
That's cute. That's cute.
artistic, man. It has a message. The message is bunnies hate the ground.
That's cute.
Um, so did you end up going to film school when you were out of high school, or did you just go?
I did. I went to a couple film schools. I actually went to. Now I'm going to start. Now you're going to know my age if I say this now.
No, no, because I honestly every show it. People are. It's a drinking game. I
It's
am
a.
61, so you will not
That's
surprise.
all right. That's all right. So when New York Film Academy actually appeared here in New York for the very first time, I was like, oh man, let me try that. So I try them, and then I said to myself, oh man, and it was pretty good back then. You learned everything hands on.
Especially
We
if they're focused on one particular medium.
Yeah, we actually was taught how to cut on a Steenbeck on a
Ah,
real hands like
see,
60 millimeter, super 16 millimeter, 35, cut it by hand and
that's what I
everything.
learned in the flatbed. Yep.
Yep, on the flatbed. So we learned all that stuff and shot on film, and loaded on film, and learn all the stocks, and learn how to use a real light meter, which they don't use anymore. I
I
mean,
know. I love. I still have my.
and then I mean, they still use it, of course, in big motion pictures, but like like now it's like no new.
Everything's built
So
in digital. You don't have to white balance anything. You just say
yeah,
white balance. People
and
don't
then
even know what white balance means anymore. Isn't that
I
a
know. It's
tough
like
thing? You know.
I still have my old light meters. I still like look at it and like they looking at me in the closet. I'm a traitor. They're like lonely in there. Like, I'm sorry,
We
guys.
know what Calvin
Why you don't
means.
help? Why don't you play with me anymore? But yeah, and then I just I felt that the I felt something was missing, and I felt that I needed to learn more about camera work. And then I went into to get I went to study photography. So I
Interesting.
went to study photography for about 4 years, believe it or not.
Now
Uh,
you did work for shows, right? Didn't you work not only on your own stuff but other people's stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, at that age, you work on so many projects here and there.
gotcha.
I've done all the, whatever, 18-hour shifts and films and
Reality TV and
films
all
and
that too, or
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then,
I've seen your
also
resume, I've actually peeked some of these things. What kind of guy
oh
are
yeah, we
you?
did I did a lot, and then even like for photography, working with big photographers, and it's almost the same thing. It's the same thing, and photo shoots, which doesn't really exist anymore as it used to before. But I just started to learn about photography a lot, and
I
I
used to tell people that the best photography I've seen has been television commercials and music videos, even though they're really not a big thing anymore.
no, not anymore. But I heard that MTV now is supposed to change that, right?
That would be so strange.
Yeah, I know that you saw that, right? They're gonna do
Yeah,
24
MTV
hour.
music again. Yeah.
I know that might change. It might bring new videos back, coming back. Yeah, so I've done the whole photography thing, and then I decided to like, I just like, oh man, I think I got it. I learned from went to street photography to fashion photography, and I wanted to learn. I said, let me go back into filmmaking, and even though I was doing films, I learned everything in NYFA in the 7 8 months program that I was in,
Nice.
and I learned everything. And they say, hey, you know what? Let me take some courses. Went to NYU, and when I was there, I was like, oh shit, dude! Everything that they're teaching me, I already learned it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were living it too.
I was learning. It was doing all that stuff, and then I was getting so many gigs and jobs to work on people's stuff. I was like, dude, this is the best experience. So
Yeah.
I went in. I went in so early, like 18. Started like going into like like I said, I didn't straight into go into college. I just went into a trade on film, and
It
then
was in your blood.
yeah,
Totally.
and then I went to college and stuff like that. So I just got all at a very early age. I got a lot of like connections with us to working with so many sets and stuff, and I
Isn't
learned.
that the coolest when you meet everybody and it's like, hey, hey,
Yeah.
so who is the filmmakers that you've met that people might not know that you think are like awesome?
Oh my god, that are like big now and huge.
Or,
I
or even if they're not, because we're all about indie filmmakers. So if you have any
don't.
indie filmmakers that you think people should be paying attention to, besides yourself, of course.
Sorry, sales. Not as much as before,
Okay.
because things is since
Everybody ends up working for the bigger.
yeah, COVID has changed everything. It's
How did
changed.
it change for you? How did it change your world? Because this show, a lot of people
I
it's about
felt like I was on a roll before COVID. I
mm,
was getting a lot more investors. People had more money to spend on artists and to make indie films. And
mhm.
then when COVID came, people got nervous and scared of like, oh my God, no, obviously it was like a good 3 years. Nobody was putting money on any sort of projects. Everybody was protecting their investments, their monies and stuff like that. And I think that the fact that we got flooded a lot with YouTube and TikTokers.
Yeah.
I think the investors started investing on those people more. Uh,
Yeah, that 1 minute attention span theater.
yeah, and I think the investors went into investing in those people, and I think the the synergies went away from like indie filmmakers, and now it's more focused on TikTokers and YouTubers. And I got nothing wrong with that. I would, I mean, look, that was in my era. Even though I have my own social media stuff, and I feel like if I couldn't go on it, I could definitely go on it. But there's just the amount of time I invested on, doing filmmaking was just sort of, it's not going to be like an easy transition. So like, and I always think about it as like, hey, I just should go transition to just, doing these short videos on YouTube and TikTok. It's just,
Yeah, I still haven't TikToked yet.
yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, sometimes I am on it and everything like that, but it's just, again, so much invest in just doing so much films. I just, this is my passion. I love it. But, and then so when after COVID, there, this whole new sort of like, you know, it evolved to this whole new, like you said, like 1 minute, whatever, I wouldn't say 1 minute. There's still like other stuff there, and it just expanded to that. So
Yeah.
and there was no more people that was investing in indie films, and I think the people were making so much money as they used to because everything became streaming, and to compete now to streaming service to these big companies is really hard.
Yeah. But
So
now and then film festivals have been trying to pick up the slack on a lot of that.
yeah,
But
that's
they
another
tend to
thing
lean
too. There's not a lot of
directly
film.
into yeah.
There's not a lot of film festivals. There's not a lot of people. So it's like you have to be your own promoter in the same time. So
Yeah,
but
marketing is a huge part of making food film.
yeah,
And it's the
oh yeah,
hardest part.
yeah, it's
So the
very.
besides financing, marketing is bananas.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. It's very difficult, but yeah, you got to do it. It's part of being the artist nowadays.
so is that how you came up with the title Zombie with a Shotgun? Was that a marketing idea that you went, hmm?
Yeah, it was a marketing idea. I had a well, when I started like concentrating more on the horror genre, a lot of the horror genre is like it's very look, no one's really inventing the wheel here, right? There's just like thousands of zombie films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do my own interpretation of a zombie being sort of the point of view of being the hero. And the thing is, how I'm going to compete with all these titles of zombie films. And of course, they had the Hobo with a Shotgun project film that was out. And I was like, hey, you know what would be even more catchier? Zombie with a Shotgun, because now with that title, people would go see my film.
There you
And,
go.
and it
Smart
worked.
marketing. Yeah.
Absolutely. It worked. And it become, something like it's now stapled part of who I am. Everybody's going to know me as a,
Yeah,
zombie.
the Zombie with a Shotgun
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. So like, I thought about that too. Dad, do I really want to know? But it is what it is. I mean, you try to catch that wave that everyone tries to catch, and you
Sure.
just catch it, and you just keep on riding with it. And yeah, so that's basically where you nailed it. It was just trying to catch a title because you have to be sort of clever in the business of trying to figure out what are good titles, what are good names, and what people would come in, watch a film just
Well,
on
even
title.
even 6666 was a good title because
Yeah, yeah.
one
I
six
tried to
scarier than 666.
I try to give it homage to the old '80s where like Omen and all that stuff that's born on six. So I was like, hey, no one really did the four sixes. It was always 3 6 6
Right.
6 6, right? I was like, what if I did four sixes?
That much
And
more scary.
yeah, so let me do the four sixes. It was a kind of homage, and that's another story in itself. But yeah,
And why is it broken up into a film or a series? Did you originally do it as a little
yeah, okay. Now
yeah.
there goes the story. You brought into the story. So I started out as a web series because at time Zombie Shotgun was also created as a web series at first.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
I
I
saw the
started,
short version first.
yeah, I saw two, so I did two web series at the time. So I did 666, and then I did two episodes,
Mhm.
and then I was shopping it around, and then it actually got caught attention to Eli Roth's company, and
Nice. For those who
they
are unaware, that's called proof of concept.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So they saw it and they loved the second episode I did, and they were at that time was going to open up a their own sort of like channel on YouTube of horror short films and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And
Nice.
they were like, "Hey, dude, we want you. We want you to create some like original content for our channel." So I was like, "Oh, dude, this is so cool." Right? And I said, "Yeah, sure." So they wanted me to go back and create original content and shoot it as the first episode,
Mhm.
and where the two old ones I did would come right after it. I
Cool.
was like, "Sure, I did it. I did it." And it premiered on their channel, and then I put second one and a third one, and then I started shooting more episodes because I wanted to keep on shooting for the channel.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the channel got sold, and they started their own production. They had a lot of other filmmakers coming on, so they were like, "Hey, you know what? We're going a different direction." And
Yeah.
then I was like, "Oh, it is what it is."
Yeah.
But I had all these
Got the
films. I
experience.
had I had these three extra short films that no one saw, episodes, chapters,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, all right, whatever. Dude, you know how it is being filming art. I have like maybe 10 films in my storage that I have never even finished. If I go down there, I could finish them.
Yes, there's a closet over here called the
Yeah,
we'll get to that sometime.
yeah.
Closet.
So I was like, and then here comes COVID. COVID came, And I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do, man? I can't shoot, I can't do anything. I was like, oh, what about those 3 episodes that I never finished? I never edited, never cut them. So I went back, took them out, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta fix some of these things. I gotta reshoot some of these things. And I'm like, you know what? What if I shoot 2 more episodes and then put 8 episodes as my own anthology, and I'll
There.
have my own feature film? And that's what how it came out.
That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, I know it's on Tubi.
Yes.
You can see both versions on Tubi. Just look up either Hilton's name or Hilton Ariel Ruiz's name, or just
Yes.
666, and
Yeah.
it'll show both sections up. So you'll see the eight are the 2 hour film, and I
Yeah, there's
oh,
one. So there's the 3 episodes for the series,
mhm.
and that's actually before I even thought I was going to do the anthology. So then it stayed up there, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna put them all together. And then there's the feature, which is subtitled 6666, the Beyond the Halls of
Yes.
Paradise. And you can watch. There's 8 chapters, and each chapter. So what I did with those 8 chapters is, each one I wanted to shoot in a different camera, different actors.
It was a
Diff-
lot like Night Gallery and back from the 70s. I don't know if you remember Night Gallery.
yes, I do.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that's what it reminded me a lot of. It's like the old
yeah.
story
And
show.
and I tried to do like everything was combined to, like it was the same entity everybody was talking about, and I just tried to. I wanted to be like, oh, I'm the artist. I'm gonna shoot each episode. I'm gonna shoot a different camera, and
My
there's
ultra
yes, I'm
sensitive
gonna show in
brain.
this episode. Can you tell I shot it with this camera, and I shot in this camera in this episode? And so that's what I did. I
This
did
is
it.
my Fisher Price.
Yeah. This is my cell phone.
Yeah, yeah. Samsung and Apple.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I did something, and I worked. Each had different actors, majority, and then eventually I said, you know what? Let me just bring some of the actors back to make it connect. But that was a it was a fun project.
Now,
Definitely.
when you did Shotgun, did you bring some of those actors back into that? Because it looks like you have either you have a very similar casting eye, or some of the people look a lot like they were
Mm,
his work.
Zombie with a Shotgun,
Because you
obviously.
had a different Rachel.
Aaron, the main guy, is
Yeah.
is in the first episode, the first chapter of 666, and I think in total,
And I
two,
love that he gets a second girlfriend out of this. You know, he's got a first girlfriend who's got long hair. He's got a second girlfriend. It's the
I
same
think
character. I love that.
so only 3 people, but believe it or not, there was 30 actors in Zombie with a Shotgun, and only 3 of those 30 actors were in 666.
Wow. So
Yeah.
they stood out to me. They definitely stood out. One of the things I found interesting in the way you directed, and I have not seen this in, I can honestly say I have not seen this in anybody else's film. You did this kind of a vignette thing where it was kind of a slash. The way you shot it was, it would look like a kind of a photograph, and then it became like an analysis of the photograph, and then it became an analysis of the person that's in that picture and what they're thinking, and then the scene goes on. And I thought that was an interesting way to slide because it's a whole different way of looking at the story, which
Yes,
I had
yes.
not seen before, which is one of the reasons why it stuck in my head so well.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. It
So
was, yeah. I try to, like, with the budget we have is basically, small budget, no budget, whatever, no budget project.
the indie film budget.
Yeah, I try to figure out anything that can, be very clever in a way that, like, hey, it can stand out and stuff like that. And yeah, and that's what we you know try to aim for. I was trying to aim to do anything different. Like, okay, now how much money do we have for this scene? And let's, like, figure out what could we do that's gonna stand out, because that's what it's all about, right?
And if
Trying to.
we cut catering this week, we can do this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Never worked in indie films at all.
Yeah.
There was one scene in particular where there's two characters are back to back and the colors change, and you could tell that they were kind of the same thought process going on, but in two different ways. And I love that scene. That was like, oh, this is a good way to play. That's a nice little. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, so you're the only one that saw my films. I just.
Yeah, the $10 you got, that was
Yeah.
quick.
So you're the one who watched it. Okay.
Now you also have a Patreon, yes?
I do have a Patreon.
Tell us
Yes.
about your Patreon. What do
Say it again.
you've got stuff going on that Patreon?
Yeah, I do have stuff like, basically the Patreon, is under, Hilton Ariel Ruiz. It's a Patreon basically, just to help out on indie artists such as myself, of just trying to create new projects out there. I try to create a new project every year.
Mhm.
And one of the main big goals is try to get the sequel to Zombie with a Shotgun Part 2. That's like the really big main goal that I've been talking, like that's like a lot of the talk of my, like, from on a weekly basis. I get producers calling me, people. It's like, what are we doing this time? I was like, dude, I was like, when we get the money, man.
Yeah,
It's like, all
exactly.
right, it's like, yeah, it's
Somebody
like
has to
five
die
dollars,
and put me in the insurance.
$5.50 is not gonna do it. Come on, guys. This is
Who's
like
got a
what.
kidney to sell? Kidney.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ.
There's got to be, it's funny because I went to Cal Arts for film school, and it's the same kind of thing. It's like the one of the classes I took is how to make money making films. And it was like I'm glad they had that class. Grant writing for artists. Oh,
You
that's
know,
gonna help me because I'm so good at grant writing. Um,
that grant writing is good. I made a joke one time. I told a lot of the producers and the actors, I said, every time you guys call, you should just at least donate $1. We probably would have raised the money. Of all the phone, it's a joke. It's a joke. But yeah,
sure.
all the phone calls that we got, it was like, dude, how many phone calls we've done, and it's just like, but it's so true. It's so true.
So where can people see your films right now? We're gonna have links, by the way, below where everybody
Yeah,
can
you
see.
can see. Um, I have them like everywhere. I just scattered because sometimes Amazon takes films that Tubi won't take,
Right.
and vice versa. And then you have like, um, yeah, I would say the best place. Let me think. So Amazon actually has like the Amityville project. It's went up,
It's
and
only $2.99 to rent, people.
it's only $2.99 to rent.
Yeah.
And it's starting. I've gotten licensing this week for a couple of places that's going to be for free.
Cool.
Folsom is one of them. People who go to Folsom. Folsom has a lot of my work. It has like maybe like 10 projects.
Cool.
And then of course, Amazon. There's like Amazon, Tubi, Folsom, Plex.
So all the
Those are like,
places, that's people that don't want to buy HBO and all that other crap. We like
yes,
films. That's where we
yes.
go. Yeah.
Like there's some places that you can't find my web series, Zombie with a Shotgun, and then there's places that you can. There were some other streaming services that won't take the web series, but if I put it all together, they will screen it. So there's like different versions of it. So it's pretty cool. But the Amity one is the latest one that it's going to take time to license it. Like I said, I already have two other licensing. I think Folsom is one of them, and I forget the other one.
Well, what's great about the Amityville one is that unlike other Amityville, you don't have the whole, you have the story, but it's not about that. It's not about the Amityville horror that everybody
Yes.
keeps repeating over and over and over. Oh yeah, we're gonna kill them. Okay, yeah. It's a story about people learning about, a school project of
Yes, yes.
yes. So it's a little bit deeper than just, let's go down
It's definitely deeper. It's
Amityville,
definitely
New York.
deeper. It's yeah, so basically it's a familiar like horror project.
And the guy
About,
doesn't mansplain, which is a nice change. And you have
yeah.
children in a film. The guy does Rob does not mansplain.
It
So
doesn't mansplain. There's certain times he has, but he got shut down.
yes, the women
Yes.
are definitely in charge of this film.
Yeah, Rob is the comedic relief on the film and everything. They did just an incredible job, those three actors. I mean, four actors with the tarot card reader and everything like that. But it was basically a familiar like story with basically just meddling with the sort of like, is this paranormal or not paranormal? Starting with the EVPs, and you have the tarot card reading, the Ouija board.
Yeah, it's like what are the ghost hunters really doing when they're not being ghost hunters? It's like
Yeah,
this is why they do it.
it's so it just yeah, and then and the main ending with the scene was just basically go to visit the Amityville horror home itself. Trivia was that we really went in front of the house of the Amityville.
I was gonna say it looked like the neighborhood because I've
It
driven.
is, yeah, it is the house, the last house. So I try to, because people
Because
who've
they would
seen it,
know.
people who've seen it had asked me, where did you shoot the scene? I was like, that is, and they were like, no, it's not. That's not the house. And I'm like, dude, the house you're talking about is a Hollywood
Yeah, the one that they
It's
show.
in New Jersey. I said they
Exactly.
shot that in New Jersey, the
And it has
house.
like all this space. It's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The
I
one in
said
New
that
York
that
does not have all that space.
and they were like, "Oh, yeah," which is true. The one in Amityville, it's like how like there's a house that's like 30 feet away.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then so it's like people are like, "Oh no, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "That's the real house. That's exactly what happened." I'm not gonna give up any spoilers, but if
La,
you
la, la, la.
watch the film, what they were saying was really happening at that moment.
That's cool.
So yeah, no, the like I said, the actors, I got to give to the actors a lot of credit. They did such a
They kicked butt. They were really
yeah,
good.
they were good.
You did good casting on that.
Yeah.
I know you're short on time, and I don't want to take up too much more of it. If there is a thing you would like to tell the upcoming fans, the fans that are new and arriving to you, what would you like to have them know?
I like to know, like, hey, look, if you are into, like, I would say indie film, like the true like essence of indie film. I'm a filmmaker that my films are not. There's no Hollywood production behind it, and there's a lot of heart and soul that goes into the projects, and a lot of people that love that raw look and vibe and feel of filmmaking.
Mhm.
um, Come and check out my work. I think that anybody who's into that would enjoy it. You can see some of the budgets that I've done from no budgets. 6666, which is a feature. If I tell people how much I spent in the film, they will have a heart attack. I it's we shot with just New York City is definitely a big resource,
Yeah.
and and there's a lot of actors that come by, but a lot of actors that you choose and pick, and locations is a really big key and everything like that. And I think that's what I'll tell people. I welcome that. I've gone from every genre, from horror to comedy to web series, documentaries. I have it all. You can check out my work. Just hit Zombie with a Shotgun if you're into it. You Google that, you'll have like all these pages. And the latest project I have is the Amityville Lost Tape, and it's right now on Amazon. And if you
Don't
guys
feel
want
alone,
anybody, if anybody wants to follow me, I am on every social media. From you just type Hilton Ariel Ruiz or Zombie with a Shotgun for Instagram, Twitter,
I do like the fact that you go
Facebook.
from, New York accent to the very Latino. You did not
Hilton
get
Ariel
voice.
Ruiz. Yes,
All right,
yes.
ladies, just
Yeah, I have, Ariel. It's so weird because it's Ariel. When you say Ariel, people say, "Oh, that's the
Ariel.
mermaid, the mermaid."
Oh God, that
So
is
that I
so
have to
weird.
say, I have to go with like
Ariel.
Ariel. So they're like, "What? I never
The
heard that
angel.
before." But if
Yeah.
you say Ariel, I'm like, "Oh, that's so cute, the little mermaid."
I have a friend named Angel, Angel.
Angel, yes, Angel. But yeah, so I'm in all platforms. You can follow me. I'm Blue Sky. Um, but a lot, and you can hit me up a question anytime. I usually answer anybody from Instagram, Twitter,
It
Blue
answered
Sky.
me.
I answered you.
That's true. It
Yeah,
answered me.
yeah.
That's true.
Ask me any questions, anything like that. But that's basically it. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, Hilton Ariel Ruiz.
Ariel.
Ariel. It has been fabulous having you here on the Antisocial Hour-ish show. Thank you everybody for tuning
Yes,
in.
I'm sorry, cut short. I definitely next time I would stay longer. It's just
Next time we're gonna have even a bigger shotgun. We'll have the second shotgun movie out.
I hope.
From my mouth to the bank.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can-
$6.50 now.
Exactly. Is it a Hyundai or is it a Cadillac?
It's
Which
Kia.
one?
Kia, Hyundai.
That's what I
I
have.
don't
Yeah.
know.
My films
Yeah.
are always Kias. So
Yes. No, mine
all
too.
right. Well, it's been awesome to have you. And people do come back next week. We will bring you, I'm not even going to tell you who it is because it's a fabulous new guest that when you guys figure out who it is, you'll be peeing your pants with happiness. And we will see you soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You have a good one. Take care.